Hi guys, this is Adil with another vlog, and this time we need to discuss a few most important thing about the market situation in Canberra. So right now the market situation is the rates have finally stopped after 10 consecutive rises by the Reserve Bank of Australia. And in this month alone, which is April, there was no rate rise. And that goes to show that the market will get better. But the problem is, if we are still facing a lot of difficulties in like the clearance rate and how many people are coming to the open homes and lots of other things which I need to discuss with you in this specific vlog. So let's discuss about the first thing. The market is still stagnant because there's a lot of stock on the market available right now in different suburbs, and people are trying to see if this is their best chance to actually make an offer and go after some properties which they love. So there's a lot of price correction going on everywhere in almost every suburb of Canberra, but some suburbs are badly affected. So the suburbs like the northern side, Gungahlin region, like Moncrief and Casey and Nanawal, those are the areas which are like affected with the small houses and the townhouses. The big houses, there is a lot of difference coming, like people are actually looking for bargaining and stuff like that. So I'm just telling you my own situation that I opened one of the properties last weekend, and there was a buyer who was very, very interested, and I showed the property to them, and they came up with the offer of $200,000 less than the asking price. So what can we say? People are looking for bargaining everywhere. So I just told very politely to the buyer, look, this is not the asking price. You need to think about it, and then you can make an offer which can be acceptable. On my reply, she messaged me again and she said, but how about my offer? So I said, obviously your offer is not being accepted at the moment, but if you are interested, then definitely we can do something. We can talk to the owner and we can come back to you and we can discuss those things with you again so that we can actually make a deal between you and the seller. But $200,000 below the asking price your offer is, like, this is not going to work out. Nobody is going to sell their house for less than that price. So anyways, this is like my personal sort of experience with that buyer. So I'm telling you, like, the market is quite stagnant at this moment. And we will see changes will be coming quite soon, but not now. So there's a lot of stock and not so many buyers because of the last consecutive 10 rate rises. The people are very, very afraid that what would happen or what will happen after this month, whether the Reserve Bank will go back in May or June and just snap us again with 2 more interest rate rise. So we have no idea. So which is logical to understand. But anyways, moving on towards the next point is the open homes are still going okay, but not all properties. Some properties are badly affected because there are not so many people coming over there. And I would actually rate it like that. If somebody has the budget of, let's say, $700,000 and they were buying a townhouse, so they actually jump up to $850,000 or $900,000 houses, a 3-bed house, a small block, and they are thinking maybe with $700,000 I can make an offer and I can get that house. So this is what people are doing. The people who have the budget of $500,000 apartment or $600,000 apartment, they are actually jumping on to $700,000 townhouses. So this is what the market is actually going spiraling. So we do not have like the legitimate buyer who have the same budget and looking for the same townhouse or an apartment or the house. So these are the kind of situation happening in the market, which leads me towards my next point. And my next point is the Sydney market. So regarding the Sydney market, if I can see, there are some very good pieces of news coming from Sydney. but the impact of that sort of like a positive like inclination towards getting the market better and more buyers coming and the auction clearance rate going up in Sydney is not being quite like fully impacted in Canberra. But I've seen like lots of news coming, and they have some very good sales going on. And I used to listen to some of the very big agents over there. They have their own vlogs. I listen to them, and I actually see the gurus of Sydney market. So as people say, and that if Sydney market changes, then the wind goes over throughout the country. So definitely we are in the capital city of Canberra. So we will definitely have the impact coming in our property market as well. So the thing is, it's going on well in Sydney, and we wish that the market can be corrected and we can go back to the normal market. So yes, so Sydney is going good, and the impact of Sydney market is not being felt is in Canberra at the moment, but we are quite positive that it would come. And the auction clearance rate is very, very important. For the last 4 weeks, I can only discuss the auction clearance rate in Canberra. So that is going around 46 or 45% to 56% in between. So some weeks were 46, some weeks were 48, some of them were 52, and some of them were 56% clearance rate in Canberra. So 50% of the stock is going away, 50% are still staying on the market, and then they go back with a price. And after a few weeks, they had to reduce the price. So the agent are going through a little bit of a tough time, but we are almost at the end of the tunnel. We had been quite disturbed, I would say, in the year 2022, when this whole spiraling and the whole drama started of the rate rises, and we had been through like a tough time, I would say. So right now we can see things are changing a little bit. So yeah, properties are selling, but not for every agent. It's selling for most of the agents, and they are actually making a deal possible. But most of the agents are going through a tough time. But like I can see this thing, like it happens to most of the agent at some time, that their 1 or 2 properties are quite hard to get rid of. So because the correction is not done yet. So yeah, this is what I can feel, that it's gonna go better. My next point is my last point. I would probably think that, this is my personal thinking, in the next few weeks or maybe a month or two, market will be perfectly all right, in a way that we have a better clearance rate, and the property market will get some positive news. Because if Sydney is constantly improving and going up on the cycle, and they can sell more and more properties, the impact will definitely come to Canberra. So I would say, like, maybe I can be wrong. Maybe it can be like more than 2 months. It can be 4 months. But in this year, we will see a very, very better market. Not like that we have some buyers coming to our homes, and let's say for example, let's say the asking price is $1 million, and we have a buyer of $800,000, and they make an offer of $800,000 for $1 million property. So that is actually a big gap to actually bridge in between the buyer and the seller. So I don't think so this would be possible after 3 to 4 months later, or maybe 2 months. I have to be like optimistic. Maybe 2 months, 2.5 months, things get better, and we get the genuine buyer who has or who can make an offer of 50,000 less or 40,000 less, and we can actually bridge a gap, which would be much easier than $200,000 gap. So that's what we can say. And I want to sign off right now here. Would like to tell you that this is the specific vlog, and we have done and discussed about what is going on in the current market in the month of April in Canberra. Please take care of yourself. If you have any questions, I would love to listen to you. My name is Adil from the Edge Property Group, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye-bye.